How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Knolltop Farms. My name is Chuck. This evening we're doing a continuation of Runaway Runout, and tonight I'm going to show you what I've discovered about the runout I'm experiencing, and we'll discuss how I think we're going to fix it. So let's head on over to the lathe and we'll get some indicators or an indicator set up, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we are back at the south end. I'm getting ready to chuck up this piece of 1144 stress proof that I used previously in the video about the taper pin reamers. I've done a few things to the lathe to try and eliminate the runout I was getting even after I had turned the piece down. Kind of hard to reach there without hitting my indicator. And so let's see how that looks. Looks fine. And what I've done, actually it does look a little bit off. I'll probably reset that, but let's just check it out first. Now what I did was I loosened to inspect and then retightened my my bearing caps. And one thing I noticed when I did that is if I tighten them all the way down, it locks the spindle. And that's not good. So I've adjusted them, and I have yet to put shims in there, which is what I believe it requires to tighten down completely without crunching the spindle. And there's two in there, but they're only 5 thou a piece. Well, actually, so it's one per side, so it's only got 5 thousandths of shim, and it probably needs quite a bit more. But right now I have it set so that I have a thousandths play when I lift up with a 1 foot bar in the chuck. That's what I read was to keep my lathe in trim. You're supposed to have a thousandth, I don't know what you would call it, play, you know, end play. I really am not sure what it's called, but it's a thousandths clearance for the spindle when you lift up on a test bar. So let me get the lights off here and I'll see about getting a good view of the indicator. Sorry about that. I'm going to reset the camera and I'll bring you guys back. Alright. That looks can be deceiving, so let's check it. That's what we're doing anyways. Okay, that's reasonable. That's about the runout that is on the chuck itself. About 6 thousandths, 6.5. I mean, it's stopping at 5, but I can see it going. Yeah, almost 6 right there. And then it goes past 6 when I'm spinning it, so let's see if we can find that spot. Not really. So that's got to be part of it. When I'm rolling it in my hand, you know, it probably pulls the chuck off center just a bit. Like I said, there is that 1,000th of end play in it. So anyways, I'm going to get the lights back on. Retrue my center with the new center drill, you know, just freshen it up with the drill bit, even though I know that's not exactly the perfect way to do it, but I don't have a boring bar. Alright, here we go, folks. Freshening up that center hole so I can theoretically true it up. Kenmetal KC910, which is a multi-layer coated insert with alumina and what is it? I can't remember exactly. I know it's alumina on the outside, but it's got 3 or 4 layers. It's a really good insert. I like it. It's TNMP, so that means it has a positive rake on it. Now we're coming up to the shoulder here, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get through that. I probably could if I really felt like it, but I don't need to. Everybody see that? Dialed it in the wrong way. That's what you get when you have a hot chip in your boot. Okay, so I'm not even going to stop the camera. I'm going to just let it run so you all can see exactly what kind of run out I'm getting right off of the bat with this thing. Let's see if I can get this thing set up quickly. Probably not. Of course, I have it on the wrong way. Okay, I gotta turn the light out so y'all can see. Okay, let me make sure you're in the frame. I'm going to preload this. About 70 thousandths. Get it at 0. Oh, take her out of gear. I have not skipped a beat here, so you'll be seeing what I'm seeing. Let me get that set a little bit better. That's just surface noise that we're seeing. Double check that you guys are in frame. We got a little bump there somewhere, but it's only about a thousandth out. Not even that. Yeah, there. See, it goes up to a thousandth right there. I don't know exactly what that is. I could probably reset it to a different spot and see about getting that surface noise out of there. I may be preloading it a little bit too much. That's why this thing's bouncing around so much. The spring is compressed more. The more you preload it, obviously. So, that problem's solved. Getting less than a thousandth. So that's, and if I took my time, I'm sure I could get it down even smaller. But you guys saw what I did, and that's, thank you for getting me to persevere on this and not be, so bummed out that I thought couldn't get things into running, basically true. So yeah, I guess problem solved for now. I do want to show you the inside of my bearing, my main bearing, and what else was I going to show? I have it written down, but that's in the house. Okay, I wanted to go back and show you guys the runout at the spindle, right at, where the chuck mounts on, right at the, not at the, right at the nose, but, just as, right at, aft of the bearing. So let me get to a spot where I can spin the chuck and not be in your way. And yes, it is touching. You ought to be able to see the needle jump a little bit. Oh, those are the numbers. There is a number stamped in there, and so when it hits the numbers, it does go out a little bit, but for the most part, there is zero run out in this spindle. Okay, I'm going to get a little light on the subject for this. Hopefully that's good for you. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice warm incandescent. We are going to stop the lathe with the emergency stop. I'm kind of working right here where all of the levers are. I don't think it would be very fun to have this thing turn on, surprisingly. Okay, long bolt goes in the back, shorter bolt goes in the front. I mean, they're both long, but that one's a little bit shorter than the other one. And you can't really mistake them because the shorter one, or the longer one, doesn't go into the shorter hole. Or if it does, it just won't thread all the way up. Okay. Ooh, that's ugly. But that's just oil. It doesn't feel gritty or anything at all. It's just all the funk that's in the lathe. Anyways, I'm gonna get this cleaned up and I'll bring you right back. Okay, there's the bearing, or the top half of the front main bearing, and you can see it is got some scoring. You know, the striations, you can feel them with your nail in some places, in other places you can't. See, down here is bad. Here's not so bad. But I know it's not great, but it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, frankly. And I think one of the problems that I am having that may have contributed to this is that the bolts need to be loose. You know, the bearing cap bolts need to be loose in order for the spindle to run freely. So I'm going to reset you guys to take a look at the spindle and the other half of the bearing, and we'll continue talking about it. Okay, there's the spindle side of things. I'm not going to pull the whole spindle out for you guys right now, but I can show you there was only one shim, a 5,000 shim per side, so it needs to be shimmed up more so that I can tighten down the bearing cap without seizing up the spindle. So yeah, a little dirt down in there somewhere. It's picking it up. I have yet to look at the other side. I have yet to take the spindle down, but I'm going to be doing that here soon. This thing needs really good cleaning. I've just been avoiding doing it. But no time like the present. Anyways, it was nice to make a few chips. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. And yeah, until next time, aloha. Alrighty folks, that's going to do it for part 2 of Runaway Runout. Thanks for coming and spending a little time with us. And coming up next at Knolltop Machine Shop is going to be the conclusion to our repair on the Jacobs Super Ball bearing chuck. So come on back and check us out again soon. Aloha.